This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Do you need some extra motivation in your life? Are you looking to be inspired? If so, then look no further than the Good God Company.
At the Good God Company, their mission is to create and clothe all loving humans with their unique, inspiring, and beautifully designed t-shirts.
All of the products from the Good God Company are equally designed to motivate you and improve your life. From their mugs, workout tanks, to eye-appealing shirts and sweatshirts.
Learn more about their renowned products by visiting thegoodgodcompany.com. That's thegoodgodcompany.com.
The Good God Company is proud to support Public House Media. The Good God Company. I'm feeling good.
Tiana Vanderhei here, host of the Refined Redhead podcast on Public House Media. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast. Once you're done with this episode, you should definitely come check out my show, the Refined Redhead podcast, where we talk to real people about relevant information in hopes of inspiring you to chase after whatever dreams you've set out to accomplish, persevering through whatever obstacles are in your way. A new show comes out bi-weekly every Tuesday, so don't forget to subscribe on iTunes so you never miss an episode of the Refined Redhead podcast. Thanks again for checking out the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Good morning. Do you struggle with saying things like, I'll do it tomorrow, or I need to remember that, or I think I'll get to it next Tuesday? Hey, I've been there. I've totally been there. I have lots of bad habits about being productive as well. Or maybe you sit down and you are going to start working on something and social media sucks you in. Is that you too? Good morning. My name is Kim Meyer. Welcome to Public House Media. Welcome to Choose to Rise. I'm so glad that you're here with us this morning. I want to help you today to become more productive in life. And one of those things that you can do, I've got some simple habits, some simple things that you can start applying to your life to just get a little bit more productive in the day and get a little more accomplished. If you're like me, you are a crazy busy mom. And I say busy as in like you allow yourself to be overbooked, overscheduled, feeling like you just can't keep your head above water sometimes. And you just know that you have so much on your plate. But you also got to give yourself a little bit of grace. Good morning, Sarah. Thanks for joining. I love interacting with all of you. So today I want to talk to you about breaking some bad habits and getting your life into be a little more productive. First, a shout out to Podbean for giving us a host as well. We appreciate you being able to spread out my voice and helping more people be more productive and awesome as well. If you know somebody that needs to know about Choose to Rise, share this on your social media. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's get more people connected to the community and living a healthier life. Also want to give a shout out to the Good God Company. They're still sponsoring us, and they are an amazing company, actually in Europe, that produces amazing content, swag, cups, shirts, hats, the whole 9 yards for you to show off your faith and lead others to Christ. Start the conversation with something like that. All right, let's get to the gist of today, how to be more productive. This is like totally in the know. I just force myself to sleep in. Isn't that crazy? But I know that good sleep habits are a part of being productive. And if I'm cranky or if I'm foggy brained or those kinds of things, it's definitely not going to help my productivity today. And that's definitely one of the tips that I'm going to share later. But, if I'm looking a little groggy, it's because I just woke up. I haven't worked out this morning, and that's okay. So, have you ever been part of that, like, I'll do it tomorrow thing? Like, you have a running to-do list and you feel like it's just never getting shorter. I know that's how I feel sometimes. Like, I'm able to cross some things off the top, but there's always so many more things that get added. And I don't give myself enough grace in order to say, hey, you've really accomplished a lot today. So today I want to share with you a few tips and tricks that I've used in my life to become more organized and just help people become better in your work life. And I can definitely say that I stick to my plan. When I stick to my plan, I definitely get things more done. So if that's even a word, bear with me this morning in my own froggy brain as I've just woke up. But more and be more productive in things. I don't know why my internet connection is so. But let's keep rolling. I'll just keep talking. It says it's recording. So let's kind of just get into this. So if you're struggling to stay afloat, if you're kind of slightly envious of people that seem to have their whole life sorted out, or that at least it looks like that on the outside, I'm not referring to those kind of people. I'm referring to the people that, like 2 days before the birthday party are like, ooh, I didn't get a gift, or hey, we're supposed to be going there tomorrow and I don't have this figured out yet. That's my life. My daughter actually turned 6 on Saturday. I've known for 6 years that her birthday is on the 16th. And just ordered her birthday present so we can pick it up on our way to a vacation for her actual birthday. It's crazy, but that's how we work, right? As long as you're getting it accomplished, that's important, right? So today we're going to talk about some things to be more productive. Some things I've been doing and they're working. Some things are, new, and we're just going to all apply them together in life, right? Yes, Sarah, me too. Sometimes it's all about just keeping your head above water. Part of me really kind of is just like a little envious of the people that look like they have their schedules all together. And sometimes I just remember like, you can do that too. You can put things together in life. You can have a personal life. You can have a work life. You can have a mom life. You can have an organized life. You just got to put in a little bit of principle, a little bit of these habits that I'm going to share with you today, and we'll go from there, right? Okay, so how do we become more productive? Number 1, make a plan of action. Yeah. All right. Having an action, having a plan helps you get where you need to go. And it may not always work out as planned, but having a plan is important. Sundays are all about lazy days for us sometimes. Sometimes Sundays are full of lots of things going on. But what I always try to do on Sunday is have a plan of action for the rest of the week. So we have a conversation with my husband about what's coming up. And we even have the same conversation throughout the week, or maybe at the beginning of the day too. But making a plan of action is going to help you not fall off track as much, help you know what's coming up, to be prepared for the couple days that are coming ahead. So on Sundays, I usually do my meal prepping. I usually set up our little calendar, making sure I know exactly what's coming up in the day, in the week, when baseball games are, when so-and-so has to be here or there, who's going to be there that night, what kind of team calls I might have, to help communicate with my husband on where we both need to be. Playing zone defense sometimes is the best, but making sure that all of those things are on my calendar as well, so that when I do forget, because I can't keep everything in my brain, my phone will remind me of something that's coming up. So having a plan of the week, either whether it's day by day or for the week, or you're just, going through the motions of making sure everybody's on the same page, it's always a good idea to have a plan, and especially an action plan handy, so you can remind yourself what you need to do each morning. So I have it's also good to have, reassessing your action plan. That's step 2. It's one thing to write everything down and have a huge list of things to do, but it's another thing to actually put those things into action. We all have super busy days, and there are some days that we don't feel like we have any time to fit anything else in, and there's other days that are a little more lax, and you can maybe readjust some things. Look at the things that you have going on, and maybe you can move one thing to another day and not feel as stressed on those super, super busy days. Reevaluate your week as you're going through the week, and then maybe you have a better option of ensuring everything gets done or completed. So I needed to order that birthday present, right? We've been hee-hawing around about what exactly to get her, what kind to get her. We're actually getting her a bike, but we didn't want to take her to the store and get it for her. Neither one of us had time to get there. So I actually ordered it online to pick it up on our way to a camping trip that we're going to be going on. It's just a matter of fitting it in. And so between baseball and everything else, I had to sneak away to my office where she couldn't hear me to call the store and figure out exactly what they had so we could make sure it happened. I could have done that later this week, but I made sure I made it happen on Monday so it was ready to go for Friday. Sometimes you just have to reassess on what you have going on in your life and figure out where it can fit better. So if you have a chance to reflect on your successes in the week, great. Figure out what worked well and duplicate it again. If things aren't working out, you have too much things piled into one day, figure out how you can be more efficient with your time and how great you're going to feel when you actually have it all organized, and the improvements will go on and on from there. Number 3, turn off your notifications. I am really bad at this one. However, I've learned that when I do turn off my notifications, I mute those Facebook threads, I turn off the notifications for certain apps, or even sometimes I'll just hide them I don't have them on my main screen of my phone. If I put them on the second page or the third page, I'm less likely to be constantly into them. So it's, we're all obsessed with our phones. Even like my new phone, it has eye recognition, it unlocks with my eyes. And so it's just more natural that I'm looking at the things that are on my phone now. So it's also almost impossible to be completely unplugged from your phone these days. Checking your email, going through Facebook, countless pictures of everything that's going on. But what we're really missing out on is that when we're glued to our screen are how many hours a day we're wasting, literally wasting, when you could be doing other things in your day. So one of my tips and tricks for you is to either set your phone aside, so it's completely not near you. I've been doing this at night as well. I don't have my phone next to my bed anymore. And so it's easier for me not to roll over and just see a notification and look at it. It's easier for me to get out of bed in the morning because my phone is somewhere else. It is my alarm clock, but I have to get out of bed in order to get there. I don't just lay there, wake up, grab my phone, and then scroll through Facebook or whatever for 20 minutes and now that's gone. So without the distraction of the things that are closest to you, by turning off those notifications, keeping it from a distance away, turning it over if it is sitting next to you so that you can't see the things coming in, and turning off all those pings to distract you, those will definitely be things that you can create more time in your day. You'll really find that you have a lot more time in your day when you do those kinds of things. Okay, number 4, have a dedicated work time. Scheduling in, that kind of goes back to the first one, having a schedule and making an action plan. Having dedicated work time in your day with everyone working more and more hours per week, or working from home or where you're at, personal time can become super blurred. I was really bad at this a couple years ago in my career job. I would bring my laptop home with me. I work all late hours. I put my kids to bed. I would get back to work, all those things. And I was just a workaholic a lot of times. And I still am a little bit with my coaching business, but I really feel like I have dedicated times in my day where this is what I'm doing here, and then this is what I'm going to do here. So stop taking your laptop to bed with you. Stop, you don't have to get to those emails right away. Set and establish some boundaries, some specific time. What I've done in my calendar, my Google Calendar, is I've set aside I'm super intentional about set aside family time. So from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., I'm not supposed to have my phone. I'm not supposed to be on my laptop. Things are supposed to be, this is the time that I'm switching off to be with my family and with my kids. Now, some days that ebbs and flows because we have certain things going on at night that would flip-flop that. Like say we have a baseball game. I am going to, maybe do a few more things earlier in the day so that I can be dedicated and plugged into the game and cheering things on and not on my phone as much. But it's definitely something that we need, that my family appreciates more, that we've set some boundaries. Definitely a conversation with my husband that I've had, in that, it's a way for me also to disconnect and not be so distracted by all those notifications. Number 5, make sure you get enough sleep. Didn't your mother always tell you that you need your beauty sleep, right? Well, there's a good reason for that, because if you're pushing yourself way hard in the workday and you're getting through with several cups of coffee or lots of energy drinks, which are totally bad for you, by the way, and not getting enough sleep in your day, your body doesn't have the energy, doesn't have the mental clarity, doesn't have all of those things to repair itself and to flush out the toxins and not really be yourself the next day. So not getting enough sleep is a bad habit for many of us that need to break, and I am definitely one of them. My husband is gone this week on a work trip, and so he's kind of like my regulator. We've been together now for close to a dozen years and married for 10. And he is kind of just one of those, he goes to bed and then I'm like, oh yeah, that's kind of my trigger. I need to go to bed. And he hasn't been here the last couple of nights. So it's been 11:30. I'm naturally a night owl, but I'm also really into this morning routine thing. So it's kind of an internal struggle for me. But getting enough sleep is so important. Whether you work better with 6 hours or 8 hours, make sure that you're getting that enough sleep in. And if you're super lucky to get 12, you may just need to, fluff up those pillows, and maybe I can help you take some of the other time for you to fill up your day. So number 6, note everything down. I don't know about you, but I don't have a steel trap mind, and having a notebook handy or having the notes on my phone where I can do a voice memo It's a great place to make sure all the things that are running through your head actually happen. I am also a big proponent of putting it on the calendar. If it doesn't get on the calendar, it doesn't get done. So even if something as simple as like, make out the menu for the week, that goes on my calendar at like 9 a.m. on Sunday. So even if I don't do it at 9 a.m. on Sunday, it's just on my list of my to-do list. It's on the calendar, and I can only delete it off my calendar if I've actually done it. So some other things I do, like I'll get an email from a coworker that this needs to get done. So I schedule it on my calendar the next day, noting it down is a huge deal. So no one's memory is good enough to remember every tiny little thing that happens or that they need to do. So what's made a huge difference for me is making sure I write it down, whether it's on a notebook that or a notepad that's sitting here at my desk, or if it's putting it in my calendar, because everyone needs to have a little help sometimes. And even if you maybe are struggling to go to sleep at night because you have so much in your brain, dump it out, get it out on paper. And so it's always set aside, because I don't know about you, but when I'm thinking to myself at night, I need to remember this in the morning, it's never there. So make sure you put it down on paper, and then you can forget about them until the next morning. Number 7, this one is super important especially for all of us people pleasers out there. Know when to say no. Yeah, know when to say no. And it's okay to say no to things that are not serving you or not helping you get to your goal. It's okay to not have to be the person that gets everyone else's agenda done on their schedule instead of yours. When you're struggling with lots of tasks to do, it's really hard to keep everything going, but the eagerness to please means you keep saying yes to everyone, whether it's your work or your family or your community or this friend or whoever. Discipline yourself if you have the time. Great, go serve, be out there and help other people. But you also need to you're also going to need to know that you're going to let people down. You're not going to be able to serve everyone, because you have to be able to serve yourself and the people close to you first. So making sure that you are saying yes to only the things that are going to help you continue with your goals and first. And then if you do have extra time, great, then go out and get involved. But overextending yourself, saying yes to everything, doesn't leave time for you or your family or anything else that is on your to-do list, which only makes you feel more overwhelmed. Thanks so much for joining us today. I'll see you on Friday.